Here today to talk to us about the biggest reasons that couples fight during the holidays and how to get through it. More importantly, is relationship expert Love McPherson. Thank you for coming in today.
Oh, what a pleasure.
And in such a cool outfit, I have to say.
And that big, beautiful smile.
Yes.
We love it. All right, so tell me, Love, why are tensions so high this time of the year? It's supposed to be about love and celebration.
You know, the advertisers give us 24 hours and tell us how to feel, how to respond, what things are supposed to look like. And guess what? It's just not true for everybody, okay? And so the unreasonable expectations of the 24 hours becomes a time of friction, becomes a time of fighting. So there are several things that happen.
Okay, so you mentioned those several things. That's a perfect segue. What are the top reasons that couples fight during the holidays? You got a list here.
Yes. Number one, money. Money, okay? Now what happens is they say that 61% of couples are fighting over money, and money is one of the top.
You see this right here?
Look,
Yeah.
Guilty.
Yes. It's one of the top 4 reasons, though, for divorce, and divorce happens to peak in January.
Does it?
Yes, it absolutely. That's one of the peak months. So what you want to do is you want to curtail your spending. Make sure you're disciplined in your spending, that you don't fall prey to demanding children, and that you don't try to keep up with the Joneses.
Good
Yeah,
tip there. Okay,
some
what
people
about
call it starting the year off right, maybe.
a lot of people?
Divorce in 20, depending on who it is. I'm just saying, depending on who it is.
Not you.
No, never me.
Okay, let's talk about rings. 'Cause
Yes,
a lot of
yeah.
people are expecting them this time of year.
Yeah, a lot. You know, as a matter of fact, over 100,000 engagements will happen during December. December is the peak month of every year of where people get engaged.
Makes sense.
People see all the pictures and the rings posted on Instagram, all of those different things. And when they don't get theirs, there can be a lot of conflict and arguing that happen during this season.
People need to just not compare themselves to everyone else, I think.
Yeah, but you know what? You should also, there's a whole nother show, but if you've been in a relationship for 5 years and you still go through another Christmas without a ring, then we need to talk.
That is another
Oh,
conversation.
yeah.
All right, let's channel our inner Sidney Poitier here. Guess who's coming to dinner?
Yes, you know, a lot of times we think in terms of our parents not liking our mate, but a lot of times we don't like our parents' mate as well, because we're having blended families. So you want to make sure that either you have a few options for the holiday if people just don't get along.
Yeah, what if they don't get along? Do you just not show up, or do you just say, hey, let's hope it works out here this time around?
You know what? You have options. If it's a toxicity that your parents don't like anybody, or you know, whatever the case may be, then what you have to do is you all have to come together and have a plan of either shorten the day there or not go at all. The other thing is, if they don't like your mate, because every time you have an argument, you call them up and tell them how terrible he is,
Yeah, that
then
can
you need
get
to
you.
shut your mouth
Yeah.
the rest of the
Yeah.
of the year, so that they can tolerate him when Christmas comes.
I love this bluntness. Okay, no help for the holidays.
No help. You know, a lot of mothers go on strike because they resent the fact that they are doing all the work and nobody's
Yeah, and
planning.
it's true. It's
They
real.
invite guests and relatives and uncles and aunts, and the only help they get in the kitchen is helping them clear out the plates and take their to-go bags. And they're left with the kitchen with a mess. The kids were not helping during the setup. So what you need to do is make sure that you let your guests know your expectations. Let your children, your family know your expectations prior to the day.
Okay.
Don't spring it on them.
Lastly, poking the bear.
Yeah, poking the bear, that's interesting, right? A lot of times people are having affairs, and guess what they do? They actually have a planned exit strategy so they can get out of the house and get out of the festivities.
Yep.
They may start it off with opening up the gifts with the kids, but then they need to get over there with their side chick or their side guy.
Oh, no.
So they will yes, it's terrible. They will poke the bear until she starts arguing of conflict, and I'm just leaving. I'm
Bingo,
gone.
then they're out the door.
And right, they're gone out the door, but where are they going to? So if you see that happening, don't feed into it.
Put a location tracker on their car.
Yeah. That's a whole nother show too, right? Okay. And so what you want to do is don't feed into it, but be aware of the anxiousness of them to get and exit the building.
Yeah.
And then what you want to do is use that red flag to investigate later.
Whoa, that is something I would not have even thought about. But
Yeah.
thank you for enlightening us today. This is really great. Thank you so much for being here, Love. If you guys want more tips and info, go to lovemcpherson.com, and be sure to also check out her radio show. It's on Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. on Inspiration 1390.